Hi, I'm Bluewell, and today I'm going to be talking about what characters you should summon in SWC2024 scroll. First, I'm going to talk about the LDs, then afterwards I'm going to talk about the 3 attributes for beginners. Then let's get into the LDs. First, I'm going to tell you about the broken characters in the RTA. The first character is Burghide, and yeah, like I think many of you know, but she's just broken. The second character is Yulian, and he's very great not only in RTA, but he could also be used in Siege offense and defense. But for Arena, he's not very good. And the last broken character is Laura, and she's very broken not only in RTA, but for Siege defense, she's very good. And for arena defense, she could do, but not very broken. So if you are going to pick by RTA, I think the characters I just said are the choices you should make. But you have to be careful when you're picking these characters because, like, especially Barkhide, she's just too strong. I think there's a very high chance that she's gonna get nerfed after the next SWC. So if you're choosing her, please note that she may get nerfed. The other characters which is strong in RTA is first the Young Hong. She's been very strong for maybe like the past 6 or 7 years, and I think she's guaranteed to be strong for the rest of the game. However, ruining her is very difficult, so that's maybe the point where you shouldn't choose her. The next is Kovalchi. And the reason why he's strong is he's a character where you could pick maybe every game. So it may be easy for beginners. The last character I'm recommending is Tianlang, and the reason why I'm recommending him is not only he's strong in RTA, he's very great in arena defenses and also in siege defenses. So you could use him everywhere. However, when you choose him, you have to think about what characters you should you have with him. So since his passive decreases the attack for increasing skills by 50%, if you like use Oliver with him, he's not very good, so you have to think whether you want Tianlang or not in your team. And the last character I'm going to talk about in RTA is a light hacker. And I think this character is very strong, but he's just too new. There's not a lot of decision we could make about him. But I think he's a choice. And many Japanese players think he's very strong too. But yeah, there's nothing really I could say about him. Then I'm gonna get into other characters in Light, which may not be strong in RTA. No. They're strong in RTA, but not just OP. But however, they are strong in Arena or Siege. The first one I'm talking about is Narsha. She's a very strong character in Siege defense, and of course she could be used in RTA. But for Arena, she's not very good. The next character I'm talking about is Zaras. And the reason I think he's good is because for Arena, he could kill everyone with his skill 3, and also you could put him on Siege defense, and also you could use him as an offense. However, in RTA, he's a very difficult character to use, so maybe it's not very recommended for you guys to pull if you are thinking about RTA. The same thing could be said to Lucifer. He's very strong in Arena, he's very strong in Siege, but not really for RTA. The last character I'm saying is Oberon, and the reason Oberon's strong is because of his skill 3, and also his skill to reset is very strong. So he could be used in Arena and Siege, but for RTA, you must have maybe like a Ragdoll or a V-Watcher. So if you do have those characters, I think this character is great, but if you don't, maybe he's not a great idea. Then I'm going to explain two characters which are actually OP in RTA, Arena, and Siege, but I don't recommend them very much. Their characters are Seimei and the light horse Eleanor. The reason why I don't recommend them too much is because they're characters where you could only use them when your opponent goes for maybe control or goes for one turn. So they may not be an exciting character to use. However, they're actually very strong in all the contents. So if you want a character which is very strong in all contents, maybe Eleanor or Seimei will do. But I think Eleanor is better than Seimei, so yeah. Then let's get into the dark monsters. For dark monsters, it is very difficult because there are not many characters who is very strong in all contents. So first I'm gonna talk about RTA. The first monster I'm gonna talk about is Gianna. And of course you guys know she's very broken, and I think she's one of the characters which may get nerfed, so I think you should be careful whether to pick her or not. The second character I'm going to talk about is Ragdoll, and he's been very strong for like maybe 5 or 6 years, same as Yanghang, and I think he's guaranteed to be strong for the rest of the game. So I think it is a very good decision to pull Ragdoll. The next character I'm going to talk is Han, and he's very OP, but you have to have maybe like Wunsa or Gianna to use him. So if you don't have those strong dark characters, maybe it's not very a good idea to get him. However, I think these three characters are the strongest in terms of RTA in dark characters. Other characters are maybe the Dark Cassandra, the Gladiatrix, but the Gladiatrix is very difficult in many ways, such as runes, and since she only has a leader skill 21, the picks are gonna be difficult, and she has attack buff, and she has defense break, the defense ignore damage. The playing of whether they're using skill 2 in the first turn or not would be also difficult. And the last character I'm going to talk about in RTA is Nikki. But she got nerfed in the previous balance patch, and maybe she's not that strong anymore, so yeah, I don't recommend her. I don't recommend her. The next monster I'm going to talk about is, I think, one of the strongest dark characters in terms of all contents, and that is, of course, the Nephthys. Of course, she is very strong in RTA, but I think where she shines the most is Arena and Siege, because she's guaranteed to land a defense break, which is broken. So if you want to maybe focus on Siege and Arena offense, I think she's the best character. And for the same reason, I think Maxi, where is he, is a good character, because in Arena you have a 24 speed lead same as Nephthys and have an AoE defense break, which is not guaranteed but still very OP. He could also be used in Siege and of course also in RTA, and I think he's a very good character. the next character I'm talking about is Wunsa. And I think he is very great in all contents, but for RTA, using him is very difficult. You need maybe Han or Maxi or like some kind of a LD speed leader, which actually does damage. But for Arena and Siege, I think he's a very good, great character. The next character I'm going to talk about is the Vivature. She's a great character in RTA if you have Ragdoll. So if you have Ragdoll, I think she is a must. However, if you don't have Ragdoll, it's going to be difficult for you to use her in RTA. However, in Siege, you could just use her with Leo and she's gonna be OP. Next, I'm going to talk about Zeratu. And I think this character is one of the characters which is very easy to use since he has self-immunity and self-heal. He's very strong in Siege. However, in RTA, he is very difficult to pick because he is an attacker which doesn't go for turn 1 and he usually gets killed before he does anything. The last monster I'm talking about is Kiki. Where is she? There she is. And she's a great character in Siege defense. However, in RTA, there are some people who use Kiki with Tomoe, Layla, Heigen, but because of Sonya and many other turn ones, she may not be as strong as she used to be in RTA. Yeah, so for dark monsters, I think going for maybe Gianna, Ragdoll, and not Ham, but Nephthys. Where is she? Is one of the best options. And for light, I think Julian, Lola, and Kovalche, or Yang Hong. Well, 3 of these 4 is very good because, of course, Barghide, she's probably gonna get nerfed. And this is it for the LDs. And lastly, I'm going to talk about the 3 attributes and I'm gonna talk them for beginners. The thing I want to tell when I want you guys to know when choosing between 3 attributes is that you should go for a character which could be used in Arena or Siege or TOA Hell. The reason why I think so is picking an RTA character when you're a beginner is not a very good idea because you wouldn't be able to use a character in RTA like many G3 players or maybe G2 players because of your runes. So first, I think you should focus on choosing characters so you could actually clear the contents and get the rewards. So the characters I recommend is like maybe Villagewell, who is very strong in Siege offense and of course the inter-server arena battle and of course the RTA. And maybe like Nora, who could be used in Siege, Arena Offense, and TOA Hell. And characters like Rika. Yeah, she's also great in Siege, Arena, TOA, and also in RTA. For water monsters, maybe Alaya for Siege and TOA Hell. The Lightning Emperor, Volvark for Siege and Arena Offense, Inter-Server Arena Offense, and TOA Hell. And maybe Camilla, Chow, Amelia, Mulan. Yeah, I think these characters are good. Last, I'm going to talk about Win, but there's a monster I want you guys to have if you don't have them, and that's the Leo. This character is too OP not to have him, so choose him if you don't have him. This is a must. For other characters, there's like maybe Feng Yang or Kiana, so yeah, I think picking these characters are better than picking characters in RTA. So this is it for the video. I hope I told you something useful, and thanks for watching. See you.